Surrogacy and assisted reproductive technology, which we'll call ART, are ways to help people have families. In 2021, the Indian government enacted two new laws, the Surrogacy Regulation Act and the Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Act. Let's explore these laws about surrogacy and ART. First, let's understand what ART is. ART helps people have children by handling sperm and oocyte, that is, a cell in the ovary, outside the body, then placing them in a woman's body to grow into a baby. Surrogacy, a part of ART, is when one woman carries and gives birth to a baby for another person or couple who can't have children naturally due to medical or other reasons. These laws both allow and limit how people can use surrogacy and ART to have children. India, once a popular destination for transnational commercial surrogacy, stopped offering such services to foreigners in 2015. However, while Indians were still allowed to seek commercial surrogacy, the newly enacted Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021 and Assisted Reproductive Technologies Regulation Act 2021 now strictly prohibit all commercial transactions related to surrogacy and egg donation services. Surrogacy can take different forms like genetic or traditional, using the surrogate's own eggs, and gestational, using eggs not related to the surrogate. In India, only gestational surrogacy is allowed, and there are specific rules to follow. Surrogacy can be altruistic or commercial. Commercial surrogacy is where money is exchanged between the intending parents and the surrogate mother. Commercial surrogacy is illegal in India. The laws now only allow altruistic surrogacy, and the surrogate is entitled to certain medical and other expenses and an insurance coverage for 36 months. To use ART or surrogacy, couples need to meet certain requirements. Married couples can use donor sperms or eggs when the woman is 21 to 50 years and the man is 21 to 55 years old when they face fertility issues after a year of trying. For surrogacy, the woman should be 23 to 50 years, the man 26 to 55 years old, and they can go for surrogacy only if there's a medical reason that requires gestational surrogacy. In India, ART is available to couples of all nationalities, including Indians, persons of Indian origin, foreigners, and overseas citizens of India. But surrogacy is only allowed for Indian couples who are legally married. Indian origin couples can do it too, but they need a government's permission. However, there's a rule that Indian couples cannot use surrogacy where they have kids already, except when their existing children have severe challenges, life-threatening issues, or fatal illnesses, but they need approval of the authorities. Any woman above 21 of any nationality can use ART services. For surrogacy, however, she must be an Indian citizen or of Indian origin with the permission of notified authorities, a widow or divorcee aged 35 to 45. But there are some inconsistencies in the rules. Some people can't use these services, like heterosexual couples who don't meet the age criteria. Couples with kids already, whether they are biological, adopted, or through a previous surrogacy. Single, never married women cannot access surrogacy. Single men, couples who live together but aren't married, same-sex couples, LGBTQIA+ individuals. These limitations exist despite the legal advancements like the decriminalization of same-sex relations by the Supreme Court. The government has set eligibility criteria for who can donate oocyte and sperm. Women aged 23 to 35 can donate oocyte, while men aged 21 to 55 can donate sperm. A woman can donate oocytes only once in the lifetime, and only 7 oocytes can be retrieved from her. The oocyte donor is entitled to a 12-month health insurance coverage. Surrogate mothers should be between 25 to 35, ever married, with a child of their own. They must be medically fit and psychologically sound, certified by a registered medical practitioner. Like egg donors, a woman can be a surrogate only once in the lifetime. The acts and rules include various procedural safeguards and preconditions. There are specific rules for where ART and surrogacy procedures can take place. Registered ART clinics with qualified medical professionals, including gynecologists, embryologists, and registered medical practitioners, can conduct the procedures. The facilities responsible for various assisted ART services are required to maintain records for up to 25 years. The rules also mention ART banks. These banks collect, store, and provide sperm. They also handle things like screening donors and registering them and keeping records. The banks and clinics need to register themselves on the National ART and Surrogacy portal in exchange for a registration fee. The validity of registration is 5 years for ART clinics and banks and 3 years for surrogacy clinics. The National ART and Surrogacy Board, created by the Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021, oversees ethical and lawful surrogacy and ART practices. There are also state boards at the state and union territory levels. The National Board is made up of experts like embryologists, gynecologists, obstetricians, social scientists, representatives of women's welfare organizations, and representatives from civil society working on women's health and child issues. For those who qualify and want surrogacy or ART, there are steps to follow. For ART, choose an accredited clinic or facility, get a medical consultation, find a suitable donor if needed, get an insurance cover for her and sign an affidavit promising to cover the medical expenses. Get informed consent of all parties. The person undergoing the procedure should be made aware of risks and benefits of the procedure. Go through the procedure. Get a discharge certificate from the clinic with details of all procedures performed. For surrogacy, get a certificate from the district medical board saying you're eligible for surrogacy. Get an eligibility certificate from the appropriate authority based on your age and other conditions. Get a court order for parentage and custody from a first-class magistrate or above. Find a willing surrogate, approach the appropriate authority, get an insurance coverage for the surrogate. Sign an affidavit promising to cover her expenses. Get an eligibility certificate for the surrogate saying she is physically and psychologically fit and fulfills the age and other conditions. Get an informed consent from the surrogate mother. Undergo the procedure. Register the procedure with the National Board. What's not allowed? Overstimulation of ovaries. Only controlled stimulation is allowed. More than 3 embryo transfers during a treatment cycle. Mixing of semen from 2 individuals. Providing sperm or eggs from a single donor to more than 1 couple. Splitting embryos to create twins. Using ovum from a fetus in vitro fertilization. Breaking the laws can lead to punishments for parents, service providers, and doctors. Some things are not allowed, such as sex selection and illegal abortions. Advertisements for surrogacy or finding surrogates. Commercial surrogacy or selling embryos or gametes. Exploiting decommissioning couple, surrogate, or the gamete donor. Abandoning a child from surrogacy. Sale or transfer of embryos and gametes, except with one's own biomaterials and with permission. These activities are prohibited under the law and can lead to up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to 25 lakh rupees. These laws want to control ART and surrogacy, but they make it hard for some people to use these methods. Banning compensation for donors and surrogates might discourage people from participating or drive the activities underground. People are challenging these laws in the Supreme Court and other high courts. These laws aim to ensure responsible and ethical family building practices, but need a better balance between regulation and inclusivity.